Hi everyone, this is meroekhalia. I was recently tagged by Wagechi to do this tag, and it's called 10 Things I Wish I Knew 10 Years Ago. So yeah, I wrote them down and they're not in any particular order, just whatever came to me first. So the first thing I wish I knew 10 years ago is that it is okay to be single and date. um, for most of my life up until about a year ago, I was either in relationship with some guy or in between relationships, and that's just where my comfort zone was. But in the past year, actually almost exactly a year ago, last December, I started to understand that it is okay to not have a boyfriend, and that there are benefits to being single, and that it can be fun being single, and a lot less stressful sometimes. I mean, it does get lonely sometimes, but yeah, it really is okay, and I do enjoy it now. But at first I was like miserable. But it's all good now. So I know some of you asked me, am I single? Yes, but I'm not gonna date anybody off of YouTube, so please don't ask. Number two, I also wish I was more cautious of people I didn't know, and that a lot of that has come with my experiences of dealing with men and just being very, very naive and trusting people before they proved that they could be trustworthy. Um, so over the years, I've just really learned that it's better to have at least a little bit of a wall up, because things aren't always as they seem with people when you just meet them, even people you've known for years. So you just have to be cautious, because in the end, I'm the one who can potentially get hurt. So I have to be, I have to protect myself. And I now do that. Number three, I wish I'd known the value of my family. I always love my family, but over the years, I've really learned that they're the only ones that are always on my side, like always. And I have two best friends that are also always on my side, and a lot of times that means they tell me when I'm doing something wrong. Um, but no matter what, they don't judge me. They don't, leave me or ignore me or anything like that. People may get upset when there's disagreements or whatever, but in the end, I still always have my family, and my close relatives, parents, sisters, grandmother, cousins, as well as distant relatives that I only met a couple times, have proven to just be there, you know, when they're needed. And I really appreciate that. Number four, I wish I had known that poor eating habits and lack of exercise will catch up with you. Well, first of all, let me say, 10 years ago, I was 15. Yeah, I just turned 15. And I ate what I wanted. I mean, I'm pretty sure most 15-year-olds do. Like, I didn't exercise. I didn't start exercising until I got to college, and that fell off really quickly. So, yeah, I mean, I was able to just eat what I wanted, anything, anytime. It didn't matter, and I was always the skinniest one in my family. But eventually, I wasn't able to eat everything I wanted. Oh, excuse me, without consequences. So those things have changed, thank God, because I wasn't willing to be. First of all, I always told myself I was going to be the smallest one in the family, and that still is true. But I just, once I got to a certain point, I just wasn't happy, and I didn't feel good, and so I changed, and I've been able to keep off about 30 pounds, so that's really good. Number five, I wish I had known that following your heart is more than likely the best decision. Everybody always says follow your heart and stuff like that. Sometimes, in terms of relationships, it's not necessarily the best. Even if you're in a bad situation, something will tell you to leave, even if you don't want to because you're in love and all this kind of stuff, but you still usually know what's best, or you can feel it. And then also in terms of career decisions, I mean, I have a business degree, but I quickly learned long before graduating, that that's not where my heart lied. And now I made a smart decision to, go with my gut feeling and what I really felt would make me happy, and I was, pursuing music, and it's proving to be one of the best decisions I've ever made. Number 6, I wish I'd known that it's not okay to lead people on simply because you don't want to hurt their feelings. I've been doing that a long time. Even probably as far back as like 6th grade, some little boys like, oh, do you like me or whatever, and I don't like him. And so, but instead of being like, no, I don't like you, like, I just be like, oh, you're okay, bro, you're nice. And eventually, like, people would start to really like me, and I just wasn't interested, but I don't want to hurt their feelings, so I just dance around the topic of like, I don't really like you. But I've learned, especially in the last year, in this year, that if I don't like somebody, I just stop communicating with them. I mean, and they just, well, sometimes, usually they just get the point. I mean, I haven't had a lot of situations like that in the past year, but I've had more than one. And it's just, it's a waste of my time, and it's not fair to them, to give them attention when the attention that they may be getting from me, while I know it's not, coming from a place of, a crush or whatever, they're thinking that. So I just need to nip it in the bud. I mean, so it means not giving up my phone number. It means not responding to text messages if they already have it. It means, no, I'm not going out with you. I'm not going out to eat, all this kind of stuff. Just like nip it in the bud. Yeah, because it's really not right to like lead people on, which kind of sounds obvious, but when you're the type of person that really doesn't like hurting other people's feelings, even people you don't know, it's really hard. But gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, number 7. I wish I had known to listen to my mother's dating advice. Like, my mother's been giving me dating advice since high school, probably since middle school. And I never listened to her because I just thought what she was saying was ridiculous. Like, I mean, saying things like, you're only 14. You don't have to tie yourself down to this, other 14-year-old boy. Like, and I was just like, whatever. She was like, it's okay to date. You're not married. You don't have to act like you're married. And I really didn't start listening to her until last year. So, yeah, I mean, now that I started really listening to her, because my mother, did date like a normal person before she met my father, and she had a great time and was able to then focus when she met my father. But so now that I'm starting to listen to her, I'm able to enjoy it more. Number 8, I wish I had been more serious about music. When I was 15, you couldn't get me to sing ever. Like, I would hum and stuff like that, and I would sing Beyonce in my room, but never full out or anything like that. I was so far away from music, most people didn't know I could sing, and I couldn't sing that well because I didn't sing. I was very scared of it, and I was in a little neighborhood choir, but even when I got opportunities for solos, I was just so scared that I didn't sound good at all. And then eventually I quit that. So, yeah, I wish I had kept music a part of my life from 3 years old or whatever when I first started singing up until now. But everything happens for a reason, so it's all good. Number 9, I wish I had known that men will always be around and there's no need to chase them. Because when I was 15, I just always had to have a boyfriend and all this garbage. Like, it's really not that serious. Like, the guys are gonna be around as long as women are gonna be around. So there's no reason to be in a rush and all that. You might as well enjoy your friends and all that. You don't need all the drama that comes with relationships, even when you're, in high school. It's not necessary. And some people, that kind of stuff changes them for life. Fortunately, that, I did learn lessons, but no life altering situations happen. So that's good. And number 10, I wish I had known the satisfaction in being generous and unselfish. Me being the youngest child, I'm just used to other people doing stuff for me, and other people giving things to me and paying for me. And so and then when I got in the position where I could do that for other people, I just, why? Like, why should I when I'm used to, being the receiver? But I'm learning along the way that being generous is really satisfying. I'm finding joy in that, and being generous and really learning that it makes you a better person, and I'm a happier person being like that. And then other people view me, in a more positive way. So yeah, that's my 10 things. This video's 10 minutes, so I'm gonna cut it off here. Bye.